Hey, welcome back to Solo Quest Party of One. I'm your host, Vince. Hopefully, you are doing well out there. I know I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. I know you didn't ask, but you know what? I assumed you asked. Anyway, today we're here on the desktop. We're back with a something a little bit different. I know I started yesterday my series on Land of the Crown, basic fantasy. It's going to be my fantasy series, but I also recorded this because I like doing one-off plays. Today, we're going to look at something a little bit different. Now, everybody's probably familiar with, or maybe have seen, or maybe they maybe have not seen, a very simple system called lasers and feelings. No, I'm not playing lasers and feelings today. I'm actually playing a hack of lasers and feelings. It is a Star Wars based hack, and it is called Senate and Sabers. So it's pretty simple, this system, just rolling D6s and trying to get over the number of Senate or below the number for sabers. It's just an up or down depending on what you want to do. Now, character creation, as you can see here under steps 1 through 5, is choose a style for your character, roll a d6 if you don't want to choose it, choose your role or roll a d6 again. If you're not a clone or a droid, decide if you're force sensitive, or you can roll 1d6 if you really don't want to and you like leaving things up randomly. Choose a number between 2 and 5. A high number means you're better at sabers, aggressive negotiation, strength, passion, speed. A low number means you're better at Senate, mental efforts, intuition, diplomacy, self control. Give your character a cool concept name, like, that gives you a name here. You have a 1DC 15A blaster rifle with stun capabilities, 1d10 credits, and a comm link. Unless you're a paladin, then you also have a lightsaber and a comm link. You also have some goals here that you can pick or make up your own if you want. Then you have a new mechanic for this game called the Force, and I'll explain that a little bit. Then you pick your character, your player characteristics, like if you're a medic, it has these little things here that you can roll to make a random your character a little bit more of a 3D or three-dimensional character. You don't have to use that. You can make up whatever you want, like I have, and I'll show you. Rolling the dice. When you want to do something risky, roll 1d6 to find out how it goes. Roll 1d to prepare if you're prepared, and 1d if you're an expert. The GM tells you how many dice you roll based on the character and the situation. Now, that's always been a little bit of a scrutiny with this game. How would you determine? But you have to determine based upon your background. And it's kind of by the seat of your pants type game. There's no real rules or fluff. As you can see, it's just a one-page game. Now, if you want to do something, for example, if you want to use strength, speed, toughness, you want to roll under your number. So, for example, let's say I pick a 4. I want to roll under a 4 if I want to run through something really quickly, or I want to, I don't know, pick up something really heavy. If you're using Senate, charisma, perception, intellect, you want to roll over your number. So if I had a 2, which counts for both of them, I would need to roll over a 2 and get 4, 5, 6. Sorry, you need to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, excuse me. I don't know why I said 7. So when you roll your dice, if you get no successes, it goes wrong. If you get one success, meaning you roll over whatever the number is or under, depending, you get one success, but it has a little bit of a complication or a cost to the situation. If you have 2 dice and you succeed, you do well. Good job. Done. Yay. If you have 3 dice and succeed, you get a critical success. The GM tells you some extra effort you get. Now, if you happen to roll your dice and you happen to match your exact number for Senates and Sabers, you trigger a Senates and Saber roll, and then you roll on this table right here to determine what exactly would happen. Now, the helping thing we're not going to bother with because we only have one character, but here is a new mechanic again, the force rolls. You have to choose if you're a light side person or a dark side person, whichever one you want to lean to. You can make it neutral and just use whatever one you want to use. But I'm going to lean towards something. If you're using the Force, roll 1d6. On a 2, 4, 6, the Force is with you and you succeed. Any other number and you fail. The Force, this is called a Force roll. You can't get help on a Force roll. However, if more than one Force, well, we're not going to worry about that. If your character is a dark side user or is otherwise drawing on the dark side of the Force, you succeed on 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting that they give you more numbers because the dark side is more tempting. But when you fail, rolling a 1 or a 6, you fail with a complication, a curse, or a harm, such as the way of the dark side. If you don't use that, but that is how the game kind of works. Now, I made up a character ahead of time because I didn't want to go through all the little boring details of making up that character and by step, but my character is Dex Renford. He's a human intellectual pilot. He's Force sensitive, and he is light leaning. I apologize for that. The number is 3, which is 4 to 6 for his Senate, and Sabers is 1 to 2. He is a Corvette pilot with an unknown talent, meaning nobody knows about his abilities as a pilot, and he's got something to prove. He's got a little chip on his shoulder about that, knowing he's like a great, fast pilot, and people don't know about it. So he's kind of pissed about that. He wants to prove that he can be someone. He reads I added this kind of tendencies type thing. He reads the field fast, favors precision flying, pushes the limits to show his skills. So that is our character, and I'll leave him up here. Hopefully you can see. No, you can't see him. I'll leave him over here on the side so you can see him. And I will move our dice roller a little bit more down here. So the premise of this game, and I had to modify it a little bit because on the back they have a little GM run the game, create an adventure, and I didn't really like this. And again, this is my solo game, so I can do whatever I want. But so the premise is, and I'll try to get this all on camera here. You are on Jabiim, I think that's how it's pronounced, for one reason or another. The Republic is being thoroughly routed, and you're running low on supplies. You need to get off the planet quick. Luckily, the Republic is evacuating just about anyone who will leave the planet. Now it's just you and 3 or 4 other people on a Corvette to Naboo. You all and the unconscious being in the Bacta tank. So we have an unconscious being in our Bacta tank. So it kind of pulls off the original Lasers and Feelings, where you were on kind of like a Star Trek type ship or something, and you had the captain was stuck in the medical bay. So I think they were just kind of playing off of that. And the person that did this, I don't know. They don't write their name on it, so I can't give them credit. I apologize. If you know who it is out there, please let me know. But anyway, our character is Dex Renford, and we will use one of these little thingies here. As you can see, it's a little figure. You can get a whole bunch of these off of Amazon for like, I don't know, $5. And they're pretty handy when marking things. So the premise, and yes. Let me move this to the side for a moment for us. We have this here, which is going to be our playing field. Now I have a yes/no oracle here for 1d6. It's 1 to 6, 1 being no end, 2 being no, 3 being no but, 4 being yes but, 5 being yes, and 6 being yes and. It's a simple D6 oracle you can find anywhere online. I think I may have Googled that, or maybe AI came up with it. I have no idea. It's just simple enough that I could just... Oh, yes. Okay, cool. So here's our character. We're going to put our rolling over here so you can see that. All right, so the premise of the adventure for today is that Dex Renford is on this planet, Jabiim, and he has to get off the planet. But he heard rumor of possibly there being a doctor that needs to get off the planet. Now, the planet is being evacuated because of separatists well, I'm going to call it separatist droids. Separatist droids are attacking, looking for this doctor. The doctor needs to get to Naboo without getting harmed. So, she and her research is vital to Naboo's research. And if the separatists get a hold of it, they can, ransom her off and do the thing they can do. One thing I forgot is that with lasers and feelings, you get 3 wounds. Now, this is a solo play. I'm going to give him 4. And every time you get hit, you get a wound. If you get hit while being wounded, you're supposed to be knocked out and you can die, but I'm going to just say you can have up to 4 wounds, and if you get 4 wounds and then you get hit, you're dead. So I'm just going to change that up a little bit just for the story purposes. So Dex has to get the doctor, whomever he or she may be, to safely to the port or the launch pad where his Corvette ship is. And they say it's a Corvette ship, and I think that's a little bit big, but we're just going to go with it for purposes of just playing the adventure as it is. I want to see how well this works out. I'm kind of excited about playing this because I love Star Wars. Star Wars is probably like my favorite thing. Star Trek, Star Wars, things were always my favorite things growing up. I used to get a lot of a lot of crap for it when I was a kid, reading the books. We're going to the library, and reading the books. People were like, "Oh, I would look for Star Trek books," and they're like, "Oh, you're a Trekkie or a Trekker." It's like, shut up. People in the library making fun of you. Imagine that. But so I got a bunch of dice here, and what I'm going to do is something that I got this by doing the Walking Dead solo game. I love playing that too. I love The Walking Dead. It's another thing I really love. But what I'm going to do is try to keep it here, but these dice are going to represent buildings. And I'm going to move them around just a little bit. And then I'll mark it off. Right here, here, here. And then here. Okay. So these represent like the small mini town. And we'll say this is going to be the launch pad right here. Maybe it won't be. No, actually, I think this is going to be our starting point right here, and the launch pad 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get a 4-sided die here. 1 right here. That's too easy. 4. That's still too easy. We're going to make it between these two. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Perfect. I want to make it a little bit complicated and not so easy for this first scene. So, we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to make this. This is going to be the starting point. This is going to be our goal. I'm going to put a little G here for goal. And here we are. This building, and then here is the med for medical. All right. So now we're set up. Dex heads over to the medical bay area, and he goes in, and he said he walks into the place. One of the medical droids greets him. "Greetings. How may I help you? Do you need some healing? Are you injured? Are you hurt? How can we diagnose you today?" He says, "Yeah, I'm looking for the doctor here that needs escort off the planet to Naboo." "Just one moment, I'll get Dr. Murch for you." So he kind of stands there, looks around and waits. Finally, a woman comes out, and she's like, "Yes, are you the pilot that Scriggs talked about?" "Yes, I am a qualified pilot." And she looks at him, looks him up and down. She's like, You're rather young. Are you sure you're a pilot?" And she's like, "Well, yes, I'm a great pilot. I will get you where you need to go." And she's like, "Well, fine. Give me a few moments to grab my supplies, and then we can take off and go to the port. Everything seems quiet, so we should be fine." So we'll do this, representing us there on the map. There, make sure so you can see that. All right, so he's hanging around for a little while and watching things, and all of a sudden he hears boom, this loud explosion, and he kind of peers out the little window there, and he sees, and we're going to use these to reference various things. I know it's not to scale, but imagination. You could see these, and you can imagine there's streets here with other buildings, but these are just major buildings that he sees these droids walking around and destroying things and blasting things, and he's like, Doc, we need to go. Come on, Doc. And she's like, oh my God. And she's grabbing all her supplies and quickly shoving it into a bag and all the discs that she needs to get with all the plans and the research that she has. And he's just like, come on, let's go. So their first thing is they go out the back door of this place to hide for a few moments. And this is where the yes-no oracle is going to come in, because I'm going to say, looking around, is there any building on the east side? We're going to call this side the east, that side the west, that's north towards the launch pad, and this is south. Are there any buildings to the east? Let's ask the oracle here. 4. Yes, but okay. So Dex, as he pulls out his pistol, because we get to start with a blaster rifle. So we'll say he pulls out his blaster rifle and he looks over. Yes, but. So yes, but means there's some other thing there. Okay, we'll say that there is a building right here, but we'll say one of the droids is right there as well. Now, is this droid looking in our direction this way, or is he looking the other way? So is he looking in our direction? No. Okay, no but, actually. If you look at the thing here, no but. Okay, so the no but could mean that he is closer. No, he's not looking in our direction, but he's about... Okay, he's not looking in our directions, but he's about to enter the medical building. So the droid... We'll say it's one of those little... Roger, I can't think of the name of the droid, but he's like... And he's trying to get inside the medical building. Now is our chance to slip over to this building right here to hide. Now, according to this, when it comes to doing that, you're going to want to probably do Senate for this one, because it's got to be kind of like a intellect thing and hiding, so it causes skill. So we need to get a 4 to a 6 to make sure we get there. Let's see. Well, that dice fell. We'll just do another die. 6, perfect. So myself and Dr. Murch get to the side of the building here, and we are safe. The medical droid enters in. We watch him go in. Okay, now we look around the corner. Do we see... Now, these droids could have moved, so I'm just going to move them off the map for now and put them over here. Now, they have probably moved around and everything. We look around the corner. Is it safe to this building? And we'll just do this so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it safe to this building? Oracle, GM, what do we think? 6. Yes, end. Okay. Yes, end tells me that we're able to get there with no issue, and we'll say that there is probably another building there that will block our way. It's wide enough that it will block our way through. So myself, Dr. Murch, will sneak our way this way. There's nothing there, so we're able to get there without a problem. Okay, so now we're hiding behind the building here. Now, again, we have to get to number 2. So we have 2 choices here. We can do this, scout around that way, or we can run for it directly across. So this is where the Oracle comes into play again, and Dex, grabs his rifle, and he looks around the corner this way. Doc, hold on one moment here while we check. Stay hidden, stay safe. I'll be right back. He runs around the corner, he looks. Is it safe to this building? Oracle. 2. No tells me that there's probably a droid here. So there's a droid. We'll say he is by this. It's not safe, so he's right here. He can. If we were going to run this way, we would run right into him. So he comes back. And he's like, "Okay, that way is not good. We have to go a different way." So can we? Is it a clear path to 2? Yes, no, Oracle. 4. Yes, but. Okay. Yes, but can tell me a couple different things here. Yes, it's clear, but maybe there's another droid with his back turned that way. He's looking in this general direction. So we would have to, and this guy's over here, not looking at us either. Maybe he's searching in this area over here. So we have to sneak across here and see if we can avoid being detected by this guy. Now, okay, that's fine. So sneaking, we got to do our sneak again. So we need to get a 4 to a 6. And again, if we roll a 3, we'll get something interesting, hopefully. We'll see what happens. But myself and the doc are going to sneak over to the landing pad. We do not. No. Oh, am I supposed to do that? No. So we screw up because we rolled under 4 to 6. We needed to get over. We needed to get 4 to 6. So we're running, and we're running, and we're running. Crew across here, and this guy, he turns around. He's like, "I think I found them." And he goes, "Ah, oh, shit." So he looks, and players always go first. He's going to blast it with his rifle. 3. So I didn't pass. Oh, I have to also do the other rules here, which I kind of forgot about. Is he prepared? No. Is he an expert on sneaking? Yes, he is. He's good with Senate. 6. That is a success. That is a success. So he's able to blast that droid, but we got a Senate and Sabers roll, which is 1d6. So you can see that there. 5, which means a bit of your character is revealed. Oh, boy. So he lifts up his gun, and he's just like, he takes it, he fires, and it jams, and he's like, "Son of a!" And he slams it across the ground with this anger, lifts up his gun, he's like, and he just like blasts this droid out of existence. Obviously, he has a little bit of an anger issue, but he gets to the pad. And now that we're at the pad, there is going to be a little bit more of detail here, because, and we flip this page, and we're going to quickly draw up this landing pad how I see it fit. And we'll say our ship is over here. We'll use this triangle to represent our ship. This is where we'll come in from. Myself, Dr. Murch. And we'll say, like, there is... we'll use some dice for this. Okay. Alright, so there is a ship here. There's a ship right here. And there's another ship right here. So that's our ship right there. So we have this, this, and this. So we enter in here. Are there any droids in here? And this is a yes or no Oracle question here. And I'm going to add a little flavor to this and say likely. So that means what we're going to do is we're going to take the highest result using advantage of these 2. 6, yes. And. Yes, and means that there is not only one droid in here, there's at least 2 others. So we'll place them around. Maybe they're... That's a good idea. They're searching the ships right now. Maybe they're like this. This one's over here. Actually, let's make it 4. So they're searching the ships. Now, what we have to do is we have to sneak. We could probably get to this ship without a problem. I don't foresee them because they're probably searching those ships. So we can get over to here without a problem. Now, to get to our ship, we have a couple choices here. What we could do is we could sneak by them over here and then go right for the ship, hoping that they don't see us because they're probably inside the ship searching, because they're going to search everything possible. These guys are in this. Whoops. These guys are in this ship too. So, or we could just make a break for it and run. So, first question is to ask: are the droids over here inside the ship searching? And I'm going to put it is absolutely likely for this. So, yeah, 6-5. So it's going to be definitely a yes and. Yes and means they went inside the ship and you can't even see them whatsoever. So we need to sneak over to here to make sure that they don't see us. Again, we are here. We are an expert at sneaking. We also are prepared to sneak because we know that they're going to be here. So that gives us 3 dice. And we'll see what happens. So we got 1, 2, 3 successes. Whoops, that was a 4. We got a 4. We got 3 successes. So we're easily able to hop, skip, and jump all the way. Not hop, skip, you know what I mean. All the way over to here on this side of the ship. As the droids are in here busy searching, they're in here searching. We are able to run to our ship because we got the end. I'm giving it to them. They get inside the ship. Now he needs to close the hatch and take off to get out of here. We need to get the heck out of here and make sure we are far away. They did not see Dr. Merch. They don't know who we are, but they are going to probably see this ship take off. We'll see. Don't know. Maybe they're dumb droids. Well, those little droids are usually pretty dumb. So, all right. Dex is a pilot. He has Senate for piloting, which is part of intellect. He is under pressure, so I'm going to take away 1 dice, which would normally be 3. But he is prepared to do this. He's a qualified pilot. Let's see what he can do. Got 1 success. Okay. That's fine. 1 success means if 1 dice succeeds, you barely manage it, the GM inflicts a complication, harm, or cost. Okay. So they run inside the ship, and he hits the button. He programs it in to launch, but it doesn't do it. The hatch, the ramp, malfunctions. There's something wrong with it, so he has to fix it. He looks out the window, doesn't see any droids in the area because they're still busy checking ships. Maybe they're over here now checking this ship. He knows that these probably are going to come out and check this one very shortly. So he has to get over there and fix. Is he prepared to fix this? Yes. Excuse me. He uses intellect for this to Senate. Is he an expert in this? I'm going to say no. But let's see. He gets 1 success again. It's not really working out for him today. So he gets over to the ramp. He checks it out. He sees this like the hydraulics that pull it up. So he quickly runs over to the panel to open it, to fix it. But he realizes he forgot his tool. So that's the complication. He forgot his tool to open it and repair when it comes to fixing the situation. Shit! He has to run back into the front and grab that. In the meantime, he looks out the window and he sees the 2 droids coming closer to his ship. So he grabs the tool, he runs back, and he's going to try to repair it. 1 success again. Wait, yeah, 1 success again. So he runs back. He's able to get the panel off, but he's not able to repair it in enough time. So now I ask the Oracle, do the droids notice him repairing the panel for the lift? I'm going to say likely because he's pretty much right there. Yeah. Yes, end. So, yes, and they see him and they say, halt, do not move, stop that. So now he's going to try to quickly repair with the droids on him, moving closer. 4, he's still got 1 success, even with prepared. Well, actually, no, that's laser and feelings. That's 2 successes. He's able to do it, but we get a complication again of 2. Ambush. Oh, I like that. So he repairs the thing. He's running back up the ramp, but then as the last minute he notices there's a droid right here, right there at the ramp. And the droid fires at him. We'll just say the droids have... we'll say they have a 3 as well. So they go to blast him. They get a complication and a success with something happening to them. I don't know if that... whatever. 2. An ambush. So the droid's like, I got you. And he hits Dex, wounds him. But what happens is the droid doesn't realize Dr. Murch has a pistol and fires right at the droid, hitting the droid with 2 hits. She got a lasers and feelings. 3, a perfect success. So she blasts this droid into oblivion and it goes away. These 2 are really close. He runs in, he slams his fist down on the thing. The ship takes off. The droids blast at it. Doesn't really do much to it. It kind of just and right into space. Whew. Dex looks at Dr. Murch and says, "Oh man, we barely made it out of there." And she's like, "Yeah, thank God I had a pistol on me. I was able to help you out. Those droids were going to kill you." He's like, "Yeah, I got a little bit of a wound here on my shoulder. I need to fix that up. I calculated the hyperspace lane jump. We just need to do, it's going to take us about 6 hours and a half. We'll just say 6.5 hours to get there, and we should be fine. We may run into some complications, but if we can take off and get into the hyperspace, we should be fine, and they won't get us." So, to conclude this whole thing, he is a good pilot. He is an expert. He's prepared, and he is able to do this. So, using Senate again, 2 successes, which means he prepares. He hits it. Boo! They go right into hyperspace. Just as they see some separatist ships, little ships coming into view, they're gone. And that ends the episode here for Dex Renford and the doc as he successfully gets her to Naboo, lands in there, and we're done. Hopefully you've enjoyed this Sabers, Senates and Sabers game. It was kind of fun. I may use Dex again because I really do love Star Wars. I may play a D6 system with some Star Wars. It could be fun. We'll see what happens. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know I probably did something wrong, but, it's all about having fun. And this was a lot of fun. We'll see more from Dex in the future. So I'm going to say, everyone, keep it original, keep it old school. Good night. God bless everybody.